reforms, strategic investments, and a strong focus on inclusive and sustainable growth has made Ethiopia's economy what it is today. This same country is expecting an economic growth of over 8.4% in the 2020-2025 fiscal year, according to the incumbent Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed. Hello Elite Media viewers, you're welcome yet again to another interesting and informative video. So today we zoom in the Horn of Africa and Ethiopia precisely, where we'll be breaking down the strategic actions the country has taken to bring forth a robust economy. Over the past 15 years, Ethiopia's economy grew at an average rate of 10% each year, and this big move was driven by both public investment and of course infrastructure development. An economy that had once been shaped by its complex history, including periods of feudalism, Marxist-Leninist policies, and recent efforts to transition to a market-oriented economy, is now witnessing the government's strategic moves to implement reforms aimed at stabilizing the economy and also promoting private sector development, infrastructure development, and also macroeconomic reforms. So now, dear viewers, let's now visit some of these big reforms. We start with the macroeconomic reforms, where the government has actually introduced a new monetary policy framework which is set to liberalize foreign exchange transactions and also implement open market operations. So what about the private sector development? The government is putting in efforts being made to promote private sector growth, including the development of industrial parks and incentives for foreign investments. What about the infrastructure development? The government as well has invested heavily in infrastructure development, including roads, railways, and even energy generation. So on August 27 this year, Ethiopia's Minister of Finance, Ahmed Shide, described the economy's past fiscal year as a fruitful year for economic reform, noting the robust achievements including 8.4% economic growth and export revenues of $8.3 billion, more than double the previous average. He made this known at the Ministry of Finance during the head of agencies meeting to review the nation's macroeconomic reform program under the theme Ethiopia's macroeconomic reform journey, successes and next steps, marking 1 year since its implementation. Let's note that over the past years, significant progress has also been achieved through fiscal reforms, tax policy enhancements, and also state-owned enterprises reforms. So the governor of the National Bank of Ethiopia during the meeting reported that inflation has eased to 13.9% with projections to reach single digits by the end of the coming year. So according to sources, Ethiopia has attracted $4 billion in foreign direct investment, ranking second in Africa, and created 4.5 million jobs. This is actually a milestone that has gotten the attention of development partners like the IMF and World Bank as they express support for Ethiopia's reform agenda. So now let's look at some major economic indicators that have shown significant progress, beginning with power supply, where an increase has been witnessed by 50% compared to the previous year, supporting industrial growth in the country. What about cement production? It is now sufficient to meet domestic demand and even being exported. And that includes also industrial production, where capacity has reached its 61% with 55 new factories operational this year, 2025. We also look at revenue collection. And of course, we look at sectorial growth, where services sector is experiencing or is expecting to continue its strong performance with industry and of course agriculture also contributing significantly to growth. So please do like, leave a comment and share for more videos.